Welcome to the SEO Basics webinar show by To The Point. My name is Ed Garza, Marketing Strategist with ROI Mantra. We'll be getting started here in just one moment. We do have a special guest with us here also today, Mr. Bryson Elder, the VP of Client Strategy.
Hey, how's everyone doing today? It's Friday. Thank you for taking the time to join us here at ROI Mantra as we discuss some fairly straightforward tips to get started with optimizing your website from an SEO standpoint. So thanks everyone for joining, and we'll begin here in just a moment. We're waiting for some attendees to arrive.
Don't forget, every week we have educational webinars. On Friday, our mission is to get to the point and provide you with tips and strategies and ideas and items and task lists that you could take and implement right now for your company.
And we'll promise we'll be 30 minutes or less.
Each week, absolutely. So tell your colleagues, tell your friends, people you network with, to get the word out. We're here to educate and to give you good information to help you get to the point when it comes to your marketing needs, whether it's SEO, content, or different strategies. We are here to answer any questions that you may have. We'll provide contact information at the end of this call. Let's get started. It's 12 o'clock as promised. We want to keep our word. So let's get started with the webinar. All right, so let's start off, Bryson, and talk about SEO basics. What does SEO stand for? Well,
stands for Search Engine Optimization. If you're ever at, type in a query in Google, Yahoo, Bing, most people use Google, obviously, and you type in a search query like best analytics tools or best place to eat, Dallas. The things that pop up, first you'll see the ad portion of a search query pull up, and it has three little things that say ad on it, typically the first three results. If you go right under that, that's called the organic portion. That's called the organic search portion. For our purposes, that's an SEO strategy. That's it. And there's various tools that come up and various rules that allow you to come up further in the rankings. They're listed here, as you see in this little circle, in terms of importance when it comes to an SEO strategy, things that will propel your website higher in the various rankings that you want to rank for related to your industry.
Most importantly, I guess from our perspective, for companies out there looking to increase traffic flow and increase your ranking on Google first page and second page and get you to where you're ranking and customers finding you is a real key component, which probably one of my favorites, obviously, is user experience. That kind of overshadows a lot of what you see here. The user experience is so important, from being mobile friendly to making sure the site is optimized, to making that your site is accessible to search engines, that you have the correct coding on your website for that you have good content. Again, all centered around the user experience, social media, people, good reviews, link profiling, keyword research, and speed. Again, user experience, right? Speed is very important. The general rule is under a second your site should load, whether it's on mobile or a desktop, for a brand new potential customer coming to your website. And then local optimization. Google has moved to a real hyper-local market when it comes to SEO and search engine optimization.
Yeah, and they've designed some algorithms behind local search. For our purposes today, we'll be talking specifically about content. Content is king still, and we'll get to that here in the next couple slides. Link profiles, also what we'll be talking about today, and local optimization, and a bit of keyword research as well. So let's get started. So a quick toolkit for an SEO health check. We like to use SEMRush. SEMRush is a third-party site that basically runs a health check on your website. It talks about backlink profiles, all the things aforementioned in the last slide. Now, if we jump on to SEMRush, let's go to it right now. Let's type in a keyword let's type in a website that we want to jump right into. Let's go to SEMRush. Let's just do SEMRush. So we type that in. You'll navigate to SEMrush.com, type in your own website, check. So what you'll find first is you'll see organic search. That's what we're concerned with for the purposes of this call. This number right here, you can see 51,000. There are 51,000 visitors per month, right? So then you'll see how many keywords they're ranking for. You'll see the rush rank, the traffic cost, but more importantly, what you want to look at is organic research, okay? Now, organic research, you'll see the same thing, just in greater detail. You'll see more keywords that you're ranking for. This is important because you want to find out specifically what keywords your business is coming up for and where they're ranking. You can see the position here. So 1 through 10 is the first page. And then so forth in columns of 10. 1 through 10, first page, 11 through 20, second page, 21 through 30, third page, and so forth.
This is a good place to start to look at your own website, where you're at, and on top of that, perhaps look at competitors.
Yeah, competitors are big. It's a big deal, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. You could go a lot deeper. Besides, there's other tools that we use besides SEMrush, but it certainly is a pillar for the research that we do to look at what companies are doing, where they're ranking, so that you can stay competitive. It's a tool we use often, and we recommend it for people.
Yeah, so it's a free tool, and you can see we're logged in as the free tool right now as a free user. And then you upgrade to Pro to see more results. It's really a nominal fee, I think $30 or $40 a month, pretty easy. And what that $30 or $40 a month gets you is access to just more information. And that's
you can see what ads competitors are running, what what's working for them, and what's happening. You're just going to see a lot deeper.
The free tool is sufficient enough for the purposes of this call. So let's jump into. Okay, so we went into the home page. We went into organic research, and then we're going to backlinks for our first tip. So it's asking me to register. You don't have to register to get this data. So total backlinks, that's a key component of search engine optimization.
What's a backlink?
Good question. Perfect question. I was just about to ask you. I don't know. Just kidding.
Yeah, right.
Joke. So a backlink is anywhere your site link is or your site URL is that is not on your website. Does that make sense, Ed? Did I say that
yeah, absolutely.
in an intelligible way here?
Yeah, it is. It's relatively simple, but it's a place where your link to your website is housed, and you're referring back to it either on a piece of content, blog, or business listing, or directory, or some other place that's credible and trustworthy and has relevance.
This also helps you keep control of where your backlink is, because if you go over here, you can see total number of backlinks, which is important. Then you can see the referring domains. The referring domains is simply where your backlink is. So we can get into specifics and find out where the backlink is for your site, where your site is mentioned, where your URL is mentioned off of your site. So you can see SEMRush has 750,000. There's no real number that we can give you in terms of how many backlinks you need, because it's all about relevance to your industry. So I could have, let's say me and Ed are websites. I know that's kind of weird, but let's just say me and Ed are two different websites, Bryson website, Ed website. Ed, and we're the same business, FYI, these two websites are selling the same product. Let's say Ed has 5 backlinks and I have 3 backlinks. And the leader in the industry has 50 backlinks. Well, to rank higher than Bryson and Ed, you would need more than 5 backlinks. To rank higher than the leader in the industry, you would need more than 50 backlinks. Now, it's not that simple, but for the purposes of this, it is that simple, because we want to show you that backlinks are important, the volume of backlinks are important. Now, let's jump into what all this, what does all this mean here?
You know, it brings up a point, you know, don't get discouraged if you look at your website, you don't have a lot of backlinks. I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we see this all the time where somebody has, 5, 10, 20 backlinks and their competitors have thousands, if not 20,000 or more. You know, the point of the matter is, start doing something. We're giving you a tool here so you can start to look at where you're at and where you need to go. You got to come up with a strategy. You have to find out where you're at, and that's what we want to encourage you to do on To The Point webinar.
So we've talked about SEMRush. Now let's get into Google Analytics. Google Analytics is a free tool that you can implement on your website. It's very easy. Just Google how to put Google Analytics on your website. And it's a very, very easy process. You simply put a code into your website. It sounds, to some people that aren't in IT or development, that probably sounds pretty complicated, but it's really not.
There's YouTube videos on it. It's really an important tool.
Well, why would you want to put this on there? Well, let's take a look. You can find out simply how much organic traffic you're getting. That's the one most important thing you can do for the purposes of SEO, is find out exactly how much traffic you're getting from an organic perspective. So once Google Analytics is installed on your website, we're in a website that we're familiar with here. This is what Google Analytics looks like from a dashboard perspective. You'll log into Google Analytics, and you'll see all this. Let's talk about a little bit of navigation. So you're in the dashboard screen. What you'll want to do is go to acquisition. Acquisition simply means, how did these users get to your website? So from there, we want to look at the source of traffic coming to your website. You'll see a myriad of different things here. Direct simply means they knew your brand already. They typed in your specific address. They knew, let's say I'm a website and it's called Bryson.com. Somebody went to their browser up here and typed in www.bryson.com. Okay? So they already knew about you, not much you can do about that. This is what we're concerned with, Google organic search. So we can see exactly how many people are finding us organically by typing in a query that is relevant to our business. A relevant to our business query would be, let's say we're selling widgets, and somebody typed in widgets Dallas, widgets New York, widgets Florida. And then our business came up, and then somebody went to our website. They clicked on our website from an organic perspective. Now that's important. Why? Because that's new business you wouldn't have already had if you weren't showing up higher in organic rankings, thus the need for SEO. So you can see bounce rate. That's how long, that's if they stayed on your site for a duration of time that wasn't that long. You can see how long these organic visitors are staying on your site, and many more things. But let's get back to the specifics on just how we can get that number up. So we talked about Google Analytics, talked about SEMRush. We walked through Google Analytics. Now let's get to check your backlink profile on SEMRush. So we've done that. We remember that we go to SEMRush and we look at the specific backlink analytics that we're concerned with for the purposes of this call here. We jump right in here. So you see this has backlink type, follow versus non-follow. Okay, 750,000 backlinks. So I'm going to show you right now how to create 50 backlinks and that you can use today, right now, to bolster your backlink profile and list your business in directories. Okay, so let's show you how to do it. Okay, there's various online directory sites and business listing sites all over the internet. You know about the big ones, Yahoo, Yelp, Google, Bing. All of these are various different places you can list your business. And I'm going to send you a list of 50 that you can use today to bolster your backlink profile. Now the importance of this, and it may sound daunting because you're going to have to use the exact same information. You're going to have to type it in 50 times. I am Bryson D. Elder Business. I am ROI Mantra. I'm at 8330 LBJ Freeway in Dallas, Suite B70, Dallas, Texas, 75423. I am a digital agency. I do SEO, et cetera, et cetera. I have to type that in 50 times, right? So we've actually found a way to avoid that headache. So I'm going to send you a list, number one, of 50 places you can list your business. And then number two, I'm going to give you this link here that makes that headache go away, because nobody likes typing all that stuff in all the time. That's not fun, for no one's sake. Okay, so you'll use the Mozilla Firefox browser. It's free. You can download it. And this is an add-on, a form fill add-on that you can fill out one time, go to all those websites, and just click a button, and it'll fill out that form for you, exactly the same every time, exactly how it's supposed to be.
And by the way, make sure it's the correct address, and you got your correct phone number in there.
And that it's the same all the time, right, Ed?
Right, absolutely. Because, again, these are credible places, business listing and directories where you could place your site and backlinks so that it could build authority in the marketplace. Not that people are going to necessarily go to that business listing, but the Google algorithm and the different search engines see that and say, okay, there's a lot of different sites talking about this company, so they must be credible. They're in the business of referring business to people, so the idea is to make sure that you create more activities, and that's our goal, right, to show you how to do that. We're going to give you 50 websites to put your website on and your business directory listing. We're giving you a plug-in to make it easy. We're getting right to the point. It's real simple. This is a good place to start.
Great place to start. And then citation flow and trust flow we'll talk a little bit about on the next webinar here. We're not too concerned about that for the purposes. But citation flow essentially means your backlink has to be in a place that is relevant to your business. If I'm selling widgets, it needs to be in a website that talks about widgets. It needs to be in a website that tells me what to do with widgets. Trust flow is essentially it needs to be on a trustworthy site, not a bad site, not a site that is spamming people or other things like that, or taking information, et cetera, et cetera. So to summarize what we just talked about, I'm going to send you a list of 50 places you can start with to list your business today. And the Mozilla Auto Form Filler, you'll get a link to that as well so you can download it so to make it less of a headache. You'll get 50 backlinks right away. So let's move on. And if you want to talk about the next portion here we're going to give you, this is just a brief overview of the things that make SEO go, so to speak. And then we're going to get into the specific content that you need to do on your site to engage prospects to raise your organic ranking. The key here is content is still the king, so write about your business. Nobody knows about your business better than you. Right. Even as an agency, we don't know enough. We don't know as much as our customers know about their business. It's impossible. This is what they do every day.
Yeah, so obviously on-page optimization is important. We'll get more into detail into that in other webinars, but we touched on Google Analytics, and deep tracking, data analysis can be accomplished with Google Analytics, as we referred to. Content marketing, writing keyword-focused articles and blog creations. We showed you how to find some of the keywords. Go to your competitors that perhaps are a good benchmark for you. That they're doing well in a marketplace. Look at the keywords they're ranking for, right? That's a good way to do some initial research. Write some articles with those keywords. You can do this today. You could get somebody in your organization that likes writing, have them start writing, right?
And we also showed you business listings and directory submissions. You'll get 50 of those relatively quickly. Keyword articles and blog creations, you can start the process of doing this today. And what organic rankings are going to do is increase your quality of organic traffic. And like Ed said, you can intuitively you'll know what people are typing in to relevant to your industry because you're in the industry.
Right, and the end result is obviously what we all want. We want increased traffic. We want increased keyword rankings and quality people coming to your website. That's the goal here.
And SEMRush will also allow you to look at the volume associated with how many people are looking for those keywords each month. For example, I'm going to keep using this to death because it pops in my head all the time. If I'm selling widgets, I can look up exactly how many people are typing in buy widgets Dallas. I can see how many people are doing that. And then I may want to put my content strategy around that, right, Ed?
Absolutely.
So number one, we talked about keyword-focused articles and blogs. You need to create content that engages your prospects. Engage your prospects with an on-page blog. So put a blog on your website, right? Put a blog, an on-page blog on your website. Typically, the articles are written in 500 words or less.
And the good way to optimize it, which is very friendly to search engines, is including an image in the blog as well. It helps with engagement, maybe even videos, right, in the blog.
So have an internal think session. This is step one, if you don't have a blog already that you're maintaining. Have an internal think session. Get together with your team and say, what do I think people, my prospects, my customers, what content do I think they would be interested in receiving? If I'm a lawyer, let's say I'm a personal injury attorney, and I'm looking to find personal injury clients. Well, I'm going to write a blog. A good example of a blog would be 5 things to look for before choosing a personal injury attorney, right?
Right, or 5 action steps to take if you're in an accident.
That's always a good starter, is a 5 things to do before searching, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Or should ask questions.
5 should ask questions.
Yeah.
5 frequently asked questions, FAQs, 500 words or less.
Yeah, you want to get into their psyche, so to speak. So that's why it's important to have a think tank, so to speak, where you could get together and meet and strategize, whether it's over happy hour or whatever. The point is, do it,
And it could be, you want to keep up with it at least once a week. You definitely want to keep up with it once a week. Maybe you rotate it between your employees. Maybe you have one person doing that each time. 500 words or less once a week.
Maybe assign one of your employees to actually go look at a competitor or 2 or 3 competitors and see what they're writing about.
And it should be used to demonstrate your company is a thought leader, number one. And this is very, very, very important to the blog. This is not a place for we are the best content. We are the best, et cetera, et cetera. We're the best. Come buy widgets from me because I'm the best widget maker of all time. That's, I'm going to put a blog together that says, Ed is the greatest marketing strategist of all time. This isn't a time for that.
You need to separate yourself. A lot of companies use platitudes relative to we are the best, or let's take a Mexican restaurant. We have the best tacos. They taste the best. But you know what? People don't necessarily care about that. When it comes to a trust factor and them trusting you to do business with you, you need to be a thought leader, and you need to provide good content that is non-salesy, that just provides good information. You look at a lot of the food shows, they, even though they sell products, they teach you different ways to make different types of entrees all the time, right, using their product so that you can use it yourself to drive content. Home Depot is huge with that, right? They have a lot of how-to videos. If you YouTube Home Depot, and they have a lot of how-to videos, great content, great examples of really, really pushing the needle when it comes to educating and showing them how to do certain projects.
So let's take a quick look at a blog that we wrote on behalf of one of our fine customers here. 5 reasons desk dividers must be on your list of modern office furniture. So you can see the keywords here: modern office furniture, stylish office furniture, custom modern furniture. So this is the 5 reasons desk dividers must be on your list of modern office furniture. Talks about why. Never says the customer's name, right? It never says the store's name, but it gives you five reasons why desk dividers are important to your business, why it's important for the workspace. It defines the workspace. Talk a little bit about that. It secures information. Talks about that. Privacy at the workspace. Talks a little bit about that. Personal touch to the workstations. Exhibit the brand and style. Inclusion. Nothing about the brand. Not saying we sell the best of desk dividers, et cetera, et cetera. The best desk dividers in the world are made here. It doesn't say anything about that. It's strictly a giving information type article, right? So we've talked about this and what will happen after we start creating these blogs over a period of time, Ed?
Well, people actually spend time reading them and engaging with them. That's where it becomes really, really, really critical. When you start pushing the needle on this and starting to write articles, you'll start getting comments and people will start engaging, and you could track with Google Analytics how long people are staying on those blogs. It gives you the very specific details that you need, the data that you need. So you can improve your ranking for keywords related to your specific industry over time. The main point we want to talk about here is that it takes time, though. Keep that in mind. It's not like magical. You write one content piece and it's going to do all the marketing and get you all the customers that you want. It's something that has to be done regularly, just like brushing your teeth or just like taking a shower. You have to do it regularly.
Yeah, and it's a concerted effort. Just make it part of your process of marketing. Make it a marketing process where you say, okay, once a week, somebody's going to spend 2 hours or an hour or 30 minutes creating a blog once a week or every day, or no less than once a week, but make it a part of the daily, the process. And the key takeaways here are give something to get something, give something away, give some tips through the articles, much like we're doing here on this webinar, right, Ed? We're giving away things,
These are tools that we use, folks. These are tools that agencies use. We're giving it to you. We're showing you what to do. SEMRush, Google Analytics, a lot deeper look into content marketing. And, of course, we've covered quite a bit in this call. We're going to keep to our commitment and keep it as short, sweet, to the point. We covered SEMRush, Google Analytics, checking your backlink profile, listing your business. We're going to send you 50 places to put your business information, address, phone number, possibly logo. We're going to send you in our next email. You're going to get that specific list that you could take action on today.
And also contained in that email is going to be a next Friday's webinar where we're going to talk a deeper dive into content and just specifically how your content should be written. We gave an overview here, but we gave you enough to get started with the blog. And then we're going to give you some direction on how those blogs should be structured. And then we're going to give you some direction on a couple other SEO things as well. But we've given you enough to get started, and hopefully you guys can start implementing this today or early next week, and you'll see some results from it. That we can promise you. If it's a concerted effort over time, you're going to see some results from it. We're always here as a company, ROI Mantra, digital agency in Dallas. We're always here for any questions or concerns, or you may have some questions on just how do I get started. Look out for that email for us, and enjoy your Friday, guys.
I'm Ed Garza with To The Point, sponsored in part by ROI Mantra and powered by ROI Mantra. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much. Help spread the word on To The Point every Friday at 12 p.m. Central Time.
Thanks, everyone.